Hey, what's up guys, Josh's Boost here and welcome back to another Digimon gameplay video. Today, this is the finals of the Store Championship in Eindhoven last week between Yellow playing Grandiskuwagamon on the left against myself playing DarkKnightmon on the right. And yeah, so I have to start, and I actually start by just hatching an egg and playing the memory boost. I didn't open a rookie here. But I actually opened triple of the Pride Memory Boost in my openings hand, and I really didn't want to shuffle these back, and I figured I will very, very likely hit one of the searchers at some point. So I decided to just go for it. Sadly, I milled double Nene and just hit Chikuri though, so not the optimal first Pride Memory Boost hit, but it is what it is. On the left side we see my opponent going into Lalamon, then playing Green Memory Boost, adding Kokua X Antibody, and then playing the Kokua X Antibody as well, digging for his pieces. As you can see, I'm just going for the second boost. And I actually hit Chumon, which is quite good here, milling Immortal Ruler and Chikurumon as well. But Chumon, of course, pretty strong against the memory boost that's currently on the field, and he definitely won't be able to out the Chikurumon this turn. And here we see that Lalamon actually hits into the third Pride Memory, the third Pride Memory boost, but actually the fourth since the third one's in my hands. So that's pretty funny. And then we see another Kokuomon X Antibody coming down, and he adds the Kabuterimon to his hand here. So he has X2 level 4. I drawn to the third Chikurimon there to finally, hit that first rookie, but still no actual like Twilight or Dark Knight cards. So a little bit of a weird spot here, but at least my opponent also doesn't seem to be able to build up to his enormous stack quite yet. And I do have X2 a lot of memory through the memory boosts. Evolving into Mighty X mode here, which is a little bit of a weird play for 3. Usually would want to, actually play it, but I think there's I have no other pieces in my hand, so I can't reduce the cost and also keep turn unless I boost like another boost, or like boost all the, pop all the boosts. Talking is hard. And now I evolve into DarkKnightmon, which is nice because it means that if it gets deleted, it actually gets to float into the Mighty X mode, and then I get to use the search effect anyway. So slowly building up there, and it also allows me to go a little bit aggro. My opponent goes into another Lalamon, then goes check security, hit Deadly Xmon, so losing out the Kokuomon X Antibody, and now we see he has Mimi in hand, and his hand seems to be like all the big guys. He seems to be missing a level 5, I think. He plays Mimi there, and now I can go a little bit on the offensive if I would want to. So swinging with the Dark Knight here, hitting into a Coolmon, and then like I said, floating into the DarkKnightmon Mighty X mode, revealing 3 targets, another Mighty X, and both DarkKnightmons, the one from BT7 and the one from BT10. I suppose I'm gonna go for the DarkKnightmon Mighty X mode, or the SkullKnightmon Mighty X mode, just because it's another searcher. Yeah, we see me add it and trash the rest, and then I suppose we'll very likely just see it being played down. Oh, first we're gonna swing with Chikuri, Pagu. Let's see if we can get anything. Deadly Xmon, so that's quite nice actually. It's another searcher, and if I need to dig for any Skull Knight pieces or Dark Knight pieces, that's definitely a very good option. However, certainly there is the possibility I want to dig for Nene with the Mighty Xmon, but instead I'm just gonna go Digicross here into the second Mighty X using the Deadly X, and then adding, I think it was SkullKnightmon, DarkKnightmon X Antibody to the hand. I make a misplay here. I know you people love that, so be sure to point it out how I put the cards to the bottom of the deck instead of to the trash, which is not how that card works. But it shouldn't really matter for the outcome of the game, to be honest. So after that I just go for the memory boost, which is why it makes sense I went for the Digicross play as well, since it will allow me to put him on exactly 3 for the Mimi. And the memory boost actually hits Deadly Xmon, which is quite nice. After that we see he does actually have X2 level 5. He can't build up the perfect stack with the Okumon promo, but he does have the Okumon X Antibody lined up now. Not a very strong stack, but gets the job done, I guess. And which means the next turn he's definitely going to be able to potentially push for game. However, I go into the cavalry here, jamming, hit into Kabuterimon, pop the boost, And okay, so here another misplay, but again, it doesn't really matter for the outcome of the game. I accidentally digivolved over the other level 4, while I should have digivolved over the Chumon with the Skullknightmon, which is a little bit stupid. But again, like for the outcome of the game, it literally doesn't matter because I go into the DarkKnightmon and then attack with a Chumon for game, where otherwise a round it would have been I would have gone into the DarkKnightmon over the Chumon stack and then swing with the Mighty X mode for game. So two a little bit stupid misplays of my own there. But since I didn't outcome the actual match in any way, I think it was still worth it to show it. It was also the last round of the day, the final, so a little bit tired. But yeah, here we see Grandis going into Kokuamon X and then in the Weedmon, so a pretty good start. I do have a rookie in here opposed to game 1, and then after going for Chikura, I actually hard played the Mighty X mode, and I have two options here, either at the Nene or the DarkKnightmon, and I go for the Nene, which is fair. It's another searcher. It makes everything blocker, so, you know, very good. But we do see that Yelle has a pretty nice stack here as well, going to the Okulmon promo. Now, potentially, if he goes into the Okulmon X, yeah, you can suspend my guide and gain 1 memory, which he is going to do. And then he can even attack over it with piercing. If he does go for that play, it's a little bit wild, though, because if he hits into something big, then his entire stack will just, you know, get deleted. But he hits into Skullknightmon here, so that worked out really well for him. And then going to play out the memory boost. I think he will be looking for level 6 here, and yeah, he does add the Grandiskuwagamon to his hand to be able to swing for, will he? No, not the remainder of my security, unless he already has Grandis, of course, then he will be able to do that. So yeah, I'm thinking here, and I decide to eventually move out the Chikurimon, probably because I need the draws, or yeah, the add from the Pagu, which I do get, add Skullknightmon to my hand, and I do lose 1 memory because I suspend my my guy, which is the effect of the Okulmon promo. And then yeah, I just played a Nene to review the top 4. Lots of options here. Nene, DarkKnightmon X antibody, or the regular DarkKnightmon, the old one. Probably won't be adding Nene since I already have, you know, access to it on the field, unless I really need to search. But yeah, we see I'm adding the DarkKnightmon X antibody to my hand here. But not looking very, very good for DarkKnightmon here. Yelle again starts building up his stack. Evolves for 2 because of the what's it called, Okulmon X antibody, and now he will be able to Digiburst 4, gain 2000 DP and gain 1 memory from the Weedmon, and he will be swinging for 2 additional checks, evolving to Kabuterimon there. And yeah, he's going to swing for 3 checks, hitting Skull Knight, Dark Knight, and the memory boost. And the memory boost is like, it's nice he hits it here, but I honestly doubt I will be able to get back into the game here. I can't really remember how this game played out entirely. But yeah, we'll see if there's like any way to get back into it. It's quite rough because even if I de-digivolve the Grandis with the DarkKnightmon, right? If he has Okulmon X antibody in his hand, he can just suspend my DarkKnightmon next turn, and then like, what am I gonna do, right? Nothing. I actually play Immortal Ruler here because I have Nene on the field, milling 3. I hit nothing important, but I will be able to play the DarkKnightmon from the trash, Digi-crossing with Skull Knight and Mighty X mode, which is also treated as a Deadly X, and keep turn. But yeah, you know, I can't attack. It's not like the DarkKnightmon has Rush, so I can't really out his Okulmon there. And I probably just need to play another blocker, but again, if he has access to his Okulmon and like something like Grandis, then it doesn't even matter. The Monitomon just hitting another DarkKnightmon X antibody here, and you know, he has the memory boost as well to go into the Grandis for sure if he wants to. And he does have the Okulmon X antibody. Will be able to suspend 1 of my guys and then gain 1 memory. And he actually has another one, so this is pretty much his game, right, at this point. So he doesn't even have to do anything. He can just literally swing at my security, and then it will be game. I guess he could potentially, you know, evolve because he wants to play around cards like Iron Fisted Onslaught or Ultimate Flare. If he thinks I'm playing that, then this is like a good play to first go into the big guy. And then, Grandis for sure, so... I mean, yeah. literally whatever happens here doesn't really matter. I bring out the Mighty X mode with the Dark Knight, which is nice. It's another blocker, but at the end of the attack, he can just unsuspend my unsuspend it as well, and he still has 2 attacks against my 0 security. So that's an easy game for Grandis here. Really showcasing why Grandis is quite a hard matchup for DarkKnightmon, or the other way around. It's DarkKnightmon should be quite the easy matchup for Grandis. It just suspends all your guys, all your blockers, so it doesn't even matter that your guys are blockers. And even if they are blockers, the Grandis cards just do piercing almost all of the time with huge checks, so even blocking doesn't really matter. Even though it is true that you can't attack for game with piercing, so sometimes you can stall out the game a little bit. But yeah, we see another pretty good start here going Kokua, then into Kokua X, and then actually playing a Mimi, so maybe he doesn't have a level 4, which then, raises the question, maybe he should have played the Kokua X antibody instead, but he felt pretty comfortable just going for the draws. I go for the search here instead, could have evolved, but I value the double search here over the 1 card draw. And I suppose my hand was a little bit mediocre. I add Nene and DarkKnightmon from BT10 to my hand, which is definitely very good. And if I play the Nene down now, that means that my Monita will be a blocker. I do not, though. I play the memory boost here to actually miss milling DarkKnightmon, another boost, and the Immortal Ruler. So that's a little bit unfortunate. And it does appear my opponent does have the level 4, so he goes into the Stingmon and then plays memory boost to memory choke me. He has literally all the options he wants there, but he opts to go for the Grandiskuwagamon. I draw into Chikuramon there, and then, Digivolve over Power to get another draw. I suppose it's time to play Nene here, or just dig for some more pieces, because from this position there's literally nothing that can really be done. So yeah, activate Nene to keep, or boost, and then activate Nene to keep turn. Pretty good options here. Literally all of them are possibilities. I don't think the DarkKnightmon X antibody is very important right now, so yeah, I go for the Mighty X mode, which is a searcher as well as a combo piece, so it's slightly better than Monitamon in this specific situation, I think. And then, yeah, I play it out Matt. Matt is really nice in this deck. It adds back the Immortal Ruler, but it can also add back from your trash the DarkKnightmon X antibody and Def Xmon, and this deck does mill quite a bit with the memory boost and the Mighty X mode as well. So that's why I prefer Matt over Izzy. Then we see Kokomon actually being played here, not the Searcher, but the regular one, and then Wheatmon evolving over it. And then another Kokuamon coming down. So, yeah, it seems there's no level 5 in Yellow's hand at this point. And, yeah, the board state is building up not very good. I can't lie, it is looking pretty good for DarkKnightmon right now. If DarkKnightmon can get back into the game now just by, for example, Digi-crossing into the DarkKnightmon from BT10, then that also will set up a push with the DarkKnightmon X antibody, which might definitely be nice. Chikuri here swinging into a hidden potential, and then evolving into Deadly X. And then so I actually make another illegal play here. Or did I just... Yeah. So I Digi-cross here, but I accidentally use the materials as well. That are under the Deadly Xmon to Digi-cross, which is not something that's supposed to happen. Because I Digi-cross with the Deadly X and the Mighty X mode from hand here, so the materials should fall off. I'm honestly not sure if it will come up later, but it will probably net me a Pagumon ad, which shouldn't be there, but we'll see. Let's just focus on the gameplay for now. We see Okuamon being evolved there, but not over the actual Okuamon, so it doesn't get the suspension effect, which is nice. Mimi hatching another Yokomon to dig for some more cards, even though we do know that Grandiskuwaga is in his hand, so if he wants to, he can go into it. But at this point, if he goes into it... he's actually just going to swing here at security, hit another memory boost. Those are always in my security, it seems. if he wanted to, he could have gone like Hidden Potential and then evolve to the Grandiskuwaga and then Grandiskuwaga swing to do some more checks, but he can't really force the game here, right? So I get why he didn't do that, probably preferring to keep it for another big push. Dark Knight swing over the Okua there, it's boosted by 2000 from the Deadly X, so it's at 9000. And another Chikurian Racing, I'm always drawing that card. Let's see, so DarkKnightmon X antibody coming down here, adding the Dark Knight to my hand, and then popping the Mimi, so this is again allowing me to memory choke Grandiskuwaga, since the memory boost is gone now as well, and now it's just looking really good since both the Monitamon and the DarkKnightmon X antibody are blockers as well, so it's going to be quite a tough spot for Grandis to actually get back into the game. Honestly, I'm even starting to wonder if the Pagumon that shouldn't be on the field is relevant at all, since for now it doesn't really look like he will be outing my board. Swinging with Kokua here, I decided to block with the Monita, just in case if he wants to decide to go for a swing with the Stigmon, I can block that one with the Dark Knight and it won't survive. We do see as Okuai here, so there's a little bit of setup for a potential comeback turn next turn. Because if he has another Okuamon X antibody, it might actually, be looking quite good for him. Because he can go Okuamon, spend my guy, gain 1 memory, so he goes to 2 and then evolve into Grandiskuwaga for 2. On my turn, we just see me Digicross with Mighty X mode and Deadly Xmon into another DarkKnightmon to get rid of his Stingmon. And in return, we see the Grandiskuwaga being built up in the back. But now we do have access to 5 memories, so it might be able, we'll see if there's a way to go for a game. I don't think so. Pagu adding DarkKnightmon there. But to be honest, like, even if there's not a game push, which I don't think there will be, I don't really see a way for Grandis to get back into this game, to be honest. Like, even if you can, like, suspend both the Dark Knights and stuff, they will be floating into, respectively, a Dark Knight and Mighty Xmon or Deadly Xmon. So it will probably not be that hard to out the Grandis stack the turn after if there's access to the DarkKnightmon X antibody. But yeah, we see Monitamon coming down, adding Nene and another Monitamon, I think. And then I assume we'll either see some evolution or we see pop the boost and then play another Monitamon, I guess, to memory choke Grandis, yeah. And now we have 3 blockers on the field. One of them is like a huge blocker that floats as well. So yeah, I don't really see a way for Grandis to win this game. But we'll see. Maybe we see some crazy Grandis combo here. So yeah, plus 2000, Lalamon back to hand, and Weakmon gain 1 memory. I'm telling the effect of the Deadly Xmon here, I think. Grandis is going to swing. It does have piercing, I think. But he's... Okay, so yeah, he's just swinging at my security. And he actually hits Chikurion on the first check, but still 2 more checks because the Digimon gains the 2 checks. It doesn't have to stay the Grandiskuwagamon. So yeah, Okuamon comes down, he can suspend 1 and then gain a memory, which he does, suspend my huge blocker. But I don't think there's any way for him to unsuspend his Okuamon at this point. He just goes for the memory boost. Yeah, I think it's safe to say here that the illegal play with the Pagumon Digicross didn't matter, so that's good. I hadn't even noticed this misplay while editing the video, but now that I'm commenting, I am noticing. But yeah, thankfully, none of the misplays that I made had any influence on the outcome of the game whatsoever, so that's nice. And now I think we get to see some cool DarkKnightmon action here to close out the game. So definitely not gonna lie, got very lucky that my opponent was kind of bricking with his deck here, because Grandis is such a hard matchup. He just didn't see his combo pieces in time, so, very, very lucky for me, and I ended up winning the tournament. My deck profile is also up on the channel, and yeah, GG, see you in the next one.